Flashing gang. It's your boy Soldier, the gang spitter. That boy Peso. You know, got himself caught up in the feds again, man. In the past 6 months, you know, they've been on Peso hard. You know, hardest essay ever. And I give him that. You know what I'm saying? I give him that because, you know, the first hardest essay ever was your buddy from, he was signed to Walker. Who was 808, Walker, MGM. I forgot his name. Cartel. It was Cartel something. I know he had that joint. I love to smoke Kush. I love to smoke. You know what I'm saying? He was hard, but he kind of I don't know what happened with his situation. You know, I know he still get money though. I forgot what happened to his situation though, but you know that's when Peso. You know, years after that, Peso just took it to a whole nother level, and really, Peso is a better artist than Buddy from Brick Squad. You see what I'm saying? Bar for bar, like how he deliver, how he can switch up his flow. But you know, that's another video. But Peso in the jam, and you know, it could be a lot of different reasons, right? It could be a lot of different reasons with Peso, like with the feds on him, by him being an essay. You know, he could be in them jams. It can't really be. He say he facing like 10 years. So they can cut a lot of different charges out the proportion. You know what I'm saying? You can really put them out. Like, you know, it could be a gun. We got caught with some guns or something, and they keep bringing it back up type. It could be something dealing with that. That could be in a 10-year range. It could be a drug case. They could be in a 10-year range. It could be a gang case. You know what I'm saying? A gang conspiracy case. You know, because one thing about the TSF family is they real flashy. They real out in the open. You know, and you know what they rap about. That's like top 3 priorities what the feds want, you know. But they claim everything they stand for, they out in the open. So the feds like, who is these guys? Like, who is these? Like, we understand Sauce is an artist, but who's these other guys? They don't probably realize they took the $100K from Peso because they probably don't realize how well Peso doing as a solo artist. Like the feature money. They know he ain't doing no shows, but they don't understand how people still call him for features and his streams. And he really doing numbers. Like, he really the wrong artist to pick on out of TSF because he doing so well. You know what I'm saying? He about doing what just as well as Sauce. You know what I'm saying? He ain't nothing but a couple of hits. A hit or two away. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got Side Eye Baby. That one song is the biggest song that ever came out of TSF. That See Me Do My Dance joint. So, you know, it's a lot of bosses. Sancho still got a real big buzz in Houston. So he getting a lot of show money, feature money, and streams. Everybody pretty much eating. But they think, you know, they trying to hit, they can watch Peso for a lot of things, the human trafficking thing. But really it could be because he an immigrant, so they probably think since he got money, he bring some of his people over here, or taking some of his people from over here over there. So they can look at him for that. You know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of set. Yeah, they really ain't worried about the black. They let another police department or another Fed department focus on the black ones. But with Peso, since he been an essay, and he a gangster essay, bring the other gangster essays out. The immigrants that don't got proper paperwork on them. People who sneaking over to fulfill their image. You see what I'm saying? Of course, it's an informant in the crew. You know, feds always gonna have their man on us giving them tips. One thing the feds probably do know that Peso, he's not a sober rapper. He's high, so drugs always would be around. Guns, he always would be around because he bang. You see what I'm saying? So it could be from pimping. They can be looking at him for that, but the 10 years, they ain't really enough. I can't really put trafficking on nothing because it ain't nothing but 10 years. See what I'm saying? You can't really put trafficking on something. Because the feds would have shut that number up. Unless he's saying that's his plea. Unless when Sean asked him, or say Cheese asked him what he facing, he said 10. When he said that, unless he was just talking about the plea, then he ain't facing no trafficking charges. A plea is 10. Then it could be conspiracy, sex trafficking, human trafficking, guns, white collar crimes, scamming, racketeering, cleaning dirty money, and making it clean, taking clean money and sponsoring narcotics or gun activity or crime activity or gang activity to rise in rank, for other members to rise in rank in the organization. You see what I'm saying? Like taking clean money and funding other criminals. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what the Feds probably they're gonna always watch Peso. Peso really gotta be careful, man. When Peso get on the streets and he moving around, Peso really gotta move right. Like, really, Sauce really should stay away from Peso as much as he can, unless when they shooting the videos. But just thugging every day with him, nah, let him do it. Let him run his own Mexican thing, and then when y'all can come around for the videos because he's the artist. But he can bring extra attention to Sauce or extra attention to Sancho or Rizzo. You know what I'm saying? Any of them TSF niggas, man, he could bring extra heat. Peso can, but he that nigga though. He that nigga in TSF, so him being around will bring more clap, will bring more status to these niggas. Like, he's a big factor in TSF. He got a big position in TSF. He's a good team player. And Sauce Walker, he a good leader. He a good coach. You see what I'm saying? He a good coach. Okay, so from hearing the conversation, he seemed like a stand-up guy. He about principles, standing on principles. I don't see no cracking in him. I see him he put the streets first. He put his music first. He cared about his fans. He cared about his honor. So no worries there. I feel like he'll do whatever come his way. He'll thug it. You see what I'm saying? He'll thug it. And he gonna pray for the best, hope for the best, and make the moves he need to make so he can get back to his family and get back to the studio and the game. He just gotta really move smart, because they gonna stay on top. They won't Peso. And the Feds, they won't Peso off the streets. Yeah, they won't Peso off the streets, and they'll take anything that come with them. If they can bring the rest of the TSF down, they'll do that. You just gotta be careful what you do around Peso. Not like Peso tell. No, I ain't talking about like. I'm saying you gotta watch, because they watching them. You gotta be careful when Peso around. You really gotta be careful. TSF members, other people who doing songs with Peso, when he get out, he hot. They watching him. You'll catch a case, or you'll start being watched permanently off of strength of Peso mess. You know what I'm saying? You get caught up with some guns or some, you know what I'm saying? But you on probation, violate your probation on an ounce of weed, on an ounce of za, just hanging with, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta be, when he around, just make sure you moving the right way, not the light way. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you moving, because they will scoot up and arrest. Because they will scoot up and cuff up. Yeah. The Texas PD, they will scoot up and cuff up. Yeah. It's still indictment season. Peso, they remix your junk. Put the SA nigga in the Fed, y'all. Free my nigga out the state, y'all. I get 30 P's of a face car. I trip in the splash in the squad car. They be rapping it scooped up and all it do. Yeah, because they won't Peso. They want the whole, they watching that whole little set especially when he ain't around the TSF game. He around his crew, around his family. They taking pictures. They taking names. They trying to put names with faces with names. See if they got their cards. It's a lot of different reasons why the feds can rush in on Peso just by his crew. Oh, he ain't got his papers right. We can hit him when they find him at the spot. We gonna hit the spot, or we can just hit the spot anytime and just say, well, we got video and audio that this guy right here be at this residence. We got information where this guy be here at the residence. This guy be here in video, or this girl, this, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different little games the feds gonna be playing. They're gonna always try to take Peso money because he got to prove, you know, he getting guap like that. You got to be able to prove it because they probably digging and doing all their research. And like he ain't no way he getting money like that type. So they gonna snatch that. They gonna snatch that. They wouldn't be the feds that didn't snatch it. So you get it back. You just no time soon. But good thing, a lot of money coming in. Sometimes in other nigga situations, they be a nigga last hunter. He ain't getting money. He getting money, but he ain't getting money coming in like that fast. That was his only hunter. That was his only hunter. He could re-up with the hunter and make you know what I'm saying, the hunter back in a couple of days or a day or two, if he really liked that. Maybe 3 days. But he can't, you know what I'm saying, just spend 100, then get another 100 and get another, like, come on now. But in Peso, he blessed. He an artist, so like he said, he got a streaming check the second day he was in there. So you know how that is though. But ain't a lot of information out with this situation right here. So as more come out, we'll update the game with the get right information. You know, but that's what it is, man. How y'all feel about the Peso situation? But he should be home. He said he'd be home for New Year, so should be touching down. Run up a check, you know, get his mind right. Spend time with his family. Do what he can do. Because, you know, feds, they can change their mind, come snatch you right back again and throw you through that process all over again. You know, they play a lot of different games, especially when you're an essay man. Splash you for shit show. Go.